Once we begin talking about parallel and perpendicular, it's important to actually clarify something about parallel. Most times when I say to a student, what's the definition of parallel lines? They will say lines that never intersect. Interesting. I agree with that, but that isn't the best definition. Let me show you why. If I had this pen and this pen, and I position them like this, will they ever intersect? No. Are they parallel? No. Parallel looks like this, right? Same slope. So we need to talk about a little bit more language when we say the definition of parallel. We use a word coplanar, meaning in the same plane. So if they are parallel, they're going to be in the same plane. These would be in the same plane. Even on a diagonal, there would be a diagonal plane that would work for those. What we can't have is kind of one in a plane and then one going at a different direction than that plane. That would be called skew lines. Skew lines would look kind of like this. These would never intersect, but they would also not be parallel. And you know what perpendicular means. It means they intersect at 90 degrees. And you know intersecting just means that they are, in this case, not perpendicular, but they intersect somewhere. So let's go through some examples here to make sure that that's clear. So parallel, we might say, if we wanted to talk about parallel, AB and DC would be parallel to each other. AB and, this is a weird one, listen carefully, AB and HG actually are parallel. They are in the same plane, but they're on a diagonal plane. Now I know that when we look at the box, we only see the outside, but there could be a plane through that. So what would be skew then? Let's do some skew relationships. So AB, segment AB, this one. And how about DH in the front upper corner? So if we did this one and this one, they would be skew to each other. So that's like having this guy running along the top and this guy in the front corner on the opposite going up and down. These guys will never intersect, but they are skew lines, not parallel. Right, there's lots of those kinds of relationships. Let's give you another skew relationship. So skew might be AD going this way. And it might be from G to B going diagonally in that back. Now, what's hard with these is somebody says, hey, they're going to meet right here, look. Well, that's because you're on a flat surface looking at a 3D shape. But ultimately what's happening there is you've got one line doing this in the front, and then somebody who is, how are they doing it? In the back, they're doing a diagonal like this. Now those look maybe like they're going to intersect, but you know that they are not going to intersect. Those are skew. You know what perpendicular are, and you know what intersecting are, but mostly it's here to just tell you what a skew line is two lines that never intersect that are not coplanar. In other words, not in the same plane.